Hello, hi everyone. Welcome back to our channel. Here in this video, I'm going to share my today interview experience, which is round 2. Already yesterday I have shared the first round of interview experience, and the first round was happened like around 30 to 40 minutes it took, and second round exactly 23 minutes, 23 to 25 minutes it took. And yeah, I really got here some good and well as some new exposure and experience how the like as of current situation, and what can I be prepared furthermore. I have written like majority of the questions I have faced in the interview, and I'm going to discuss that as well as some experience and some pointers I need to share that might be helpful for many of the folks. And really that was something new for me as well, and some new learning as well as some new experience I can say. And okay, for without further ado, let's enter into the video and discuss about it. And yeah, first of all, they asked something related to CI/CD and infrastructure. Let's say, how do you manage a zero downtime in deployments, especially if you see in the Kubernetes space, there is a deployment strategies like canary, blue-green deployment strategies where we can use that, and we can frequently check the load balancer health checks to avoid some any routing failures in the deployments. Okay, and let's say if some Kubernetes is rolling the updates with some new features, so we need to make sure to check on that as well. And I majorly focused on blue-green deployment and canary deployment strategies, where if you point out those keywords, like that was the actual thing interviewer expecting, and I think I met his or her expectations. And the second scenario was this: let's say, how do you manage a multiple enrollments? Let's say if you have dev enrollment and staging enrollment and production enrollment within the Terraform, how would you manage these particular enrollments? In this situation, we can use a dedicated workspace for let's say staging enrollment one workspace, and production one workspace, and development one workspace, like that. And also we can maintain there is a state files in the S3 where it will take a backup. We can maintain a separate state files with S3 as a backend data storage service, where in that case that is not going to affect all the environments at a time by making a separate state files for S3. I mean, by using S3. And the one more thing was there is a dedicated environment specific configurations. Okay, we need to input some variables to dedicated environment specific configurations. That is the like 3 approaches as I have known and I have discussed it in the interview as well. And like after seeing this video or watching these questions, listening these questions, make sure you at least go through once a Google search or analyze yourself, like what you will answer and what is the ideal correct answer, like that. The discussion what I was sharing there might be some false things, or there might be non-correct thing. Okay, it is up to my, and I'm sharing as of my knowledge or else my experience. But consider a real ideal situation and be prepared for that. Okay, don't blindly follow any person, not only be any person. Okay, and coming to the another question, it was regarding security and compliance point of view. They majorly, the question is regarding deployment only. Let's say, how can you deploy? How can you secure a Kubernetes cluster? Obviously, we can use dedicated pod policies, security policies. There is a one feature we can enable that feature, and there is a network policies where we can communicate with other networks, and how can we manage that? Can be managed by that network security policies, and we can also restrict API. And there is a lot of security tools, especially one was the Trevi, which was especially designed for container vulnerability. Let's say it will scan a vulnerability within the image by using this specific tool called Trevi, and Snyk also one of the tool. And these are like open source, and Snyk is open source as well as commercial. And there is another tool called Twist Lock, where it will inspect a container as well, like a running instance. But Trevi is like image file. It's when it was in static stage. But Twistlock is the only tool as of now I can find which scans a container running container instances. And if you found any other tools or some interesting points, please don't feel free to add valuable comment. That might be helpful for me as well, and some other folks also. And the further question was regarding it is also regarding the security. Let's say, how can you perform a security assessment, especially in the AWS as a cloud platform? In AWS, there is a dedicated service called AWS Inspector, where that will scans the vulnerability in the cloud platform. That is one of the key thing I have focused on. And there is a dedicated IAM policy, like let's say if someone we have created a IAM policy for someone, we make sure we have given some list privileges. Always go with list privileges, and based upon their work role and their jobs, we need to give the IAM policies and all. Okay, and there is in AWS there is a dedicated service called the AWS Access Analyzer, where it will analyze the access for the respective IAM user based on the IAM policies that was attached to that particular particular user. And if the user attached to some groups or some like role, it will analyze that also. Okay, and one more thing I have discussed was regarding the VPC security groups, where we can implement a virtual private cloud security groups for providing a least privilege access. And yeah, these are the some major pointers as I got and discussed in the video. And the further question was regarding the recovery, like first thing infrastructure, after that security perspective, and the third thing was recovery, where the question is like this: how do you ensure, let's say, high availability and especially let's say any database. Okay, let's say if you consider RDB database only, how can you make sure there is a high availability for the database? The first thing, obviously everybody know that there was a multi-availability zone. That concept we need to bring to here, where it will store your database into multiple availability zones, and where it will, let's say if it crashes or something happens, it will automatically fail over. That means it will automatically passes. Okay, and we can use read policies for, let's say, to wanted to read heavy workloads. I mean, what exactly it does was, let's say if we want a high availability of a RDB database, we can use dedicated read policies for high let's say lot of data or lot workloads is there. In that case, we can use this particular pointer. And I am not exactly sure, or in real time I have implemented that, but somewhere I have read in the documentation. Okay, and this I implemented, and I have some exposure on this also. The pointer was you can enable the automated backups and the snapshots, where it will create a backup. Okay, how the artifact is created. Okay, like it is the snapshots is also like a backup of the data, and that is a pointer I have majorly focused on. And the next question was, let's say if AWS region itself goes down, how can you handle it? Okay, and yeah, this is some real-time scenario, especially how can you handle this particular situation in this situation. Definitely we need to use and opt the multi-region deployments category, where there is a dedicated service called Route 53, if I'm not wrong. By using that, we can adopt for multi-region deployment, multi-region deployments, and it will automatically fail over. That means passes the, let's say if any region goes down, it will fetches the data or some database or whatever the things you need from other regions. Why? Because we opted for multi-region deployments. And the one more thing was, we can replicate our database. Okay, replicate in the sense the same thing will be stored in other, let's say if we are using there is a global tables, and there is a DMS also in AWS, where we can use, we can replicate our database, especially in point of deployment. In point of the exact question was what happens when goes down. Yeah, I think those are the pointers. And the last pointer what I'm discussing, that was somewhat I'm only not clear, so I don't wanted to like give some half of answers, so I wanted to be somewhat transparent, so that's what I'm saying. And the main pointer was we can store the backups, okay, in different regions. In that case, it will helps our in that case, let's say if AWS region itself goes down, in that case from other regions we can serve that particular data and fulfills the requirements. And yeah, these are the some pretty good questions and some experiences I got faced in the recent interview. And definitely there might be, there is some more kind of a discussion around these particular while answering those questions, and some cross questions also. Okay, and these are the like some major areas of questions I wanted to highlight and focus on this particular video, so that's why I'm sharing this. Okay, don't consider like if it is first round this many questions will be there, if it is second round this many questions will be there, like that. It completely depends on the the type of company you have applied, and the type of the expectation from you in the interview, and how many years of experience do you have, and that definitely falls all this into while you answering and attending the interview and applying all the companies, and also everything will matter right at the end. So don't consider like only one point of contact, let's say only the company or only the requirements or only the interview duration, like that. We need to consider entire thing, and we need to collaborate at one place, and we need to see as a whole image. Then only you will get an idea what is going to be happen and what should I need to be prepared, like that. And yeah, this is some interview experience, and if I have some further update, I will definitely share with you guys. And definitely, if you are watching this video, it is somewhat new for you as well. Those who are new to the interviews or else new to this particular domain or something, and there might be some situations where you don't have some real-time experiences and you are planning to attend the interviews, and where you have learned the things, but not in the real time. Real time in the sense you haven't worked in the real time in real company or real project. In company you have worked in in another project or another technology, but you are interested in this particular domain and technology. So you learn from some source, whatever it may be, YouTube, or you took some course, or you took some Udemy or else LinkedIn, whatever it may be. Somewhere you have learned the things, but you don't have a real-time knowledge. In that case, let's say, is it possible? I will consider different scenarios. Let's say in this case, is it possible? Why I'm discussing this situation was many of comments I got about this, and some of my colleagues and friends, especially who are in the non-DevOps domain, they are asking this. In that case, how to handle this situation like that? Let's say if you honestly agree in the interview, I'm a working professional and I'm working in this company and in this particular role, but I'm applying for DevOps or DevSecOps or cloud or AWS something technology, where I have learned these things from YouTube or some other source, but I have done some practicals and real-time experience I don't have. This is the honest one, right? If you be like this honest thing only, definitely no one in the world is going to give you a job. I will write on you. Okay, so the ideal thing was, if you are a fresher, in that case this might work, but ideally you are a experienced candidate. And in freshers also, as of now situations, they are expecting some hands-on good projects, okay, and some internship experience like that. In your case, if you be honest, then definitely it is not going to work for you. And make sure you have to showcase yourself, like, this is my skills, this is my project, this is the company I am working on, and this is the real-time situation I have faced. And you can showcase while you are practicing, you faced some error, or while you are achieving some task or doing some project which you took from some open GitHub resource or some YouTube platform or Udemy platform, whatever it may be. Definitely while practicing you may face some situations, you can handle that. And I wanted to share some more points, but as of now it is not possible. I am in PG and some roommates just now came. Okay, I will meet you in next video.